Welcome back. And Elaine and I are here with Rick Rocheleau, the director of Hawaii Natural Energy Institute. Welcome, Rick.
Thanks for inviting me. Happy to be here.
So we're really excited about our partnership with your organization, and we're interested in what are some of the things that you're working on right now that are exciting you?
Well, HNEI is a research unit at the University of Hawaii, and so we get involved in a whole range of activities, but we have a research staff in the lab. We do testing and evaluation of technologies. A lot of them are grid relevant technologies, new storage technology, energy efficiency, fuel cells, batteries. And then a really significant part of our work recently has been really looking at the integration from the analytic perspective, both at the circuit side, distribution side, and the system side, and trying to understand really what we can accomplish and get onto the grid without negatively impacting operations.
So given that you do research globally, I know you have a very good relationship with quite a few countries in Asia Pacific. I guess my question is, given how credible you guys are as a research institution from especially energy technology standpoint, who do you think which countries are working on the more innovative technologies, or you think are more progressive in terms of their thinking, more systems oriented?
Well, I'm not sure. I mean, I think everybody is working on things. It's really the advanced countries, Japan and Korea and Australia, that are probably working on the advanced technology. We actually ended up with a program funded by the Office of Naval Research to reach out to some of the either developing countries or countries of U.S. interest or countries where there's U.S. bases. It doesn't have to be tied to bases that are really changing their energy mix and have needs. And so it's really trying to take what we've learned to do in Hawaii and transfer it to people who are growing fast and have a need. And two of the places we're working very significantly right now are Vietnam and Thailand. So really not so developed in terms of new technology, but in terms of need, they're really high on the list.
Do they have is it just energy access issues, or is it just lack of reliability, or what are the challenges that they're facing?
They're both countries that have electrified, and Vietnam is probably behind Thailand in terms of integrating, but they're just now really looking at integrating renewables in. They're on a path to really double their energy use, I think, in the next 10 to 15 years, and it's incredibly rapid growth. They're on that path now, so it's a real path, it seems to be. They have aggressive kind of statements of integrating renewables, but there's a couple of wind farms, there's a little bit of things, but they've really not addressed it in a systematic way, and they're really trying to do it now. USAID is doing things, but we've also connected directly with some of actually at the government level, at the ministry level there, to try to look at how we can transfer what we've learned here into their know-how.
Tremendous. So you mentioned earlier a lot of big data type of initiatives or research going on. So how is that influencing what's going on in Hawaii right now?
It's always a kind of, things go back and forth. It's kind of bootstrap yourself up. We got in pretty early in putting a couple of batteries on the grid here. So we've been, we actually went out and bought, with other people's funding, of course, 3 grid scale batteries that are being used in some pretty advanced ways. One's doing frequency regulation, one's looking at power smoothing and voltage support on a large circuit on this island. And we have actually a 2 megawatt battery on a 5 megawatt grid on Molokai, looking at trying to get really advanced controls in there so that we can use that battery for contingency and reduce some of the reliance on diesel. So there's a lot of data that generates. It's not necessarily big data per se, but it's projects where the grid is really the test bed, and we've got multiple projects that way where people are deploying things. HECO's been a good partner, allowing us to put technology onto the grid and then collect data and help inform them, as we can also go and inform others how it works.
Great. So we're just wrapping up here now. So what's exciting for the next year? What's your big exciting project that you want to highlight?
Well, personally, I've been asked to serve as the chair of the technical advisory panel for HECO's integrated grid planning process. And I think that's kind of exciting because they're going to go down a pathway. They're in charge. It's an advisory panel. But separately, we do work with the PUC. We do our own analysis. So I think it'll allow us to align better with the utility needs. And so I think just overall contribute more to how we move forward in this state in a way to really maintain a reliable grid. I think that's one of the key issues going forward is as we put all the renewables on, you can integrate it, you can reduce curtailment, but how do you maintain reliability and security of the grid?
Fantastic. Okay, we've been talking with Rick Rocheleau with HNEI, and we're going to go to a quick commercial and come back and talk with Aaron Stash from United.
Thanks for your leadership, Rick.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rick.